Hey, boys and girls, how are you doing today? I totally missed you. Um, you guys are really working hard, and I like all the conversations you're having on the discussion boards. It's nice to see that you're talking with one another and you're talking back and forth with us teachers because we really missed you and we like to hear your opinion on things and kind of have a discussion since we can't really have a discussion in class right now. Um, so I hope your projects are going well. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure you reach out and let me know because I'm here to help in any way that I can. I know Schoology was a pain today. It was a pain for me too. It kept kicking me off and it's still kicking me off. So hopefully I can get this out to you before the end of the day. All right, so yesterday in Restart, we were reading on Chase's point of view. And his neighbors are moving out, and he was very surprised because he actually had a memory, and it was about the little girl in the blue dress, but it was because it was on some kind of a picture coming out of the neighbor's house. So we kind of were wondering what happened in that house, and why is that a memory that's so significant? And that has been a memory that stood out from the beginning. I kind of left off on a cliffhanger, and I know how much you guys love that. Okay, so I'm going to continue finishing the chapter in Chase's point of view. I run over to Mr. Tottenham, who was wringing her hands over the handling of the carton marked Super Fragile. "That painting!" I exclaimed, my voice. "Did you ever show it to me?" "Oh, hello, Chase," she chuckles. "That's just a reproduction, of course. An original Renoir would be worth tens of millions of dollars." "Yeah, okay," I said breathlessly. "But why do I know it? Did I ever see it in your place?" "I don't think so, dear," she tells me. "I was hanging it in the upstairs solarium." I follow her, pointing her finger to the glassed-in sunroom on the second floor of our house. So I didn't see it, but I did. How else could it be the only image to make the trip through my shattered memory? My eyes travel from the Tottenham home to ours next door. Could I have looked inside the solarium from one of our upstairs windows? No way. The entrance to our house is around the corner, facing away from theirs. Our dormer is in the front. That sunroom faces nothing but the chimney and some sloped shingles. The only way to see that painting is from our place would be to climb to the top of our roof and peer over the peak and down into the huge glass window. And suddenly, I just know. I run back inside, tear up the stairs to my bedroom, and step out onto the perch that was so much a part of my old life. I start to climb, my rubber-soled sneakers clinging to the roof shingles. The dormer, which houses my room, is beside me, but that leaves a sloped path about 3 feet wide, leading straight to the top. As comfortable as I am on the section of the roof right outside my window, I step slog into this peak is another ball game. The grade is sharp, and the higher I go, the clearer the image of exactly what must have happened over the summer becomes, and how far I actually must have fallen. The ground seems so distant, it should be on another zip code. I'm amused that I didn't dash my brains out on the grass. I get on my hands and knees, and my ascent becomes a crawl. I feel a little more secure this way, especially as I near the apex where I can use my right arm and cling to the dormer. I'm pretty scared, but I'm even more determined to get up there. For me to remember the little girl in the blue, she must have been the last thing that I saw before the accident. That makes sense, since the roof is the only place I could have seen her from, but I can't explain it. I'm positive the key to what happened to me lies a few feet ahead. I stretch out my arm. I get a grip on the top of the A-frame and haul myself up to gaze down on the Tottenham's house. There it is. The floor-to-ceiling window of the sunroom. I can even make out the large faded rectangle on the wall where the picture must have hung. Okay, I think this is where I where I was when I fell. But it still didn't answer the big question. Why did I come up here? Was I spying on the Tottenhams in their sunroom? I was rotten enough, but why would I care what they were doing? Besides, according to Mom, we're friends. I could have just knocked on their window. Why bother to climb halfway up to the moon? Frustration wells up in me, mingling with my disappointment, so the little girl in the blue dress tells me where I fell from, but that's it. As I inch my way back from the peak, I extend my right arm, steadying myself against the cedar shakes on the side of the dormer. No sense repeating my swan dive off the roof, although it's no more than I deserve. I almost slip as one of the shakes pulls away. A terrified grasp escapes me as I slide a little bit before stopping my descent with my feet. I hang on like a fly to a wall while the racing of my pulse returns to normal. That's when I catch a glimpse of the blue behind the dull brown of the loose shake. There's something back there, wedged in behind the loose wood. I know what it is before I even reach for it. My hand closes on the silky blue ribbon as I draw it out. I feel the weight of the military decoration attached to it. The gold 5-pointed star catches briefly on some insulation. And there it is, Mr. Solway's Medal of Honor. Stolen, hidden, forgotten, but yet discovered again. Then, as if finding the medal is unclogged a drain, the memory of my accident pours back into me. It starts at the apex of the roof with me gloating over the brilliance of my hiding place while peering down through the sunroom window at Mr. Tottenham next door. He's in the lotus position on the floor, performing an awkward yoga position in front of a painting of a girl in blue. That's what does me in. The hilarious sight of my overweight neighbor twisted into a pretzel looking like a giant mutant lemon with its skin-tight fluorescent yellow work suit. I let go just for a second, reaching for my phone to get a picture of this one-man comedy routine. And the next thing I know, I'm skidding down the roof on the rectangular pattern of the shingles, and it becomes a blur as I pick up speed. I claw madly at the slope, desperate for a foothold, anything to stop my descent. It's no use. My momentum is too much. I'm falling. When I hit the eaves, I flip over a little, giving me a terrifying view of the yard as it screams up to meet me. I know dizzying acceleration and I brace for impact, but the memory ends there. I don't have to hit the ground a second time. So that's how it happened. The mishap that turned my entire life upside down and almost killed me. Serves me right for snooping on poor Mr. Tottenham. How's that my business if he wants to do yoga in a form-fitting spandex? But that was the old Chase. Everything was his business because he said it was. What was I planning to do with that picture if I'd managed to get the phone out of my pocket? Show Aaron a bear in the football team? Post it on Facebook? Print up 50 copies and plaster them all over town? I sigh. Who knows why Chase did what he did? I should possibly just be grateful I don't have to be like him anymore. The medial clutched tightly in my palm. The metal clutched tightly in my palm. I climbed down gingerly, carefully to keep both hands and feet on the roof at all times. My mind is whirling. Brendan's house will have to wait. Nothing here can be as important as returning this to its rightful owner. I have to see Mr. Solway. Near the eaves, I slide down on my butt to the window and throw a leg over the sill. Chase? Uh-oh, Mom. You promised you wouldn't go out on that roof ever again. Do I have to nail your window shut? I just blow past her. Sorry, Mom. I toss over my shoulder. Gotta get to Portland Street. I'm not finished yelling at you yet. You've forgotten what happened to you last summer. Do you have amnesia about amnesia? I run down the stairs calling, I'll explain later in the kitchen. I snatch a soft dish towel off the drying rack and wrap it around the metal. I jam it in my pocket and blast out the door. So, how do you think Chase's character is continuing to change? Do you see a change in any way toward him in a positive or negative way? And what do you think is going to happen with Mr. Sulway? When Mr. Sulway knows that he took that medal, or how do you think he's going to give that medal back? Do you think he's going to be honest and own up to his mistake? And how is Mr. Sulway going to react? Is he going to be mad? Is he going to be grateful? So it kind of leaves us off on another cliffhanger, guys. Just what I love to do to you. All right, take care. Look for another reading tomorrow. I miss you tons.